Welcome to Envisioned Broadcasting. Envisioned Broadcasting, the station designed to encourage, equip, and empower you for growth and success. An affiliate of Direct Impact Broadcasting and Creative Broadcasting, presenting the EmPower Hour with Jaresha, a show that shares the stories behind the journeys of leaders, influencers, and motivators. The EmPower Hour with Jaresha begins now.
Welcome to EmPower Hour with Jaresha. I am your host, Jaresha Moore. A little bit about myself. I am a best-selling author with over 18 years of combined experience in education, finance, healthcare, business management, and development, owner and founder of EmPower on Purpose, LLC, where we provide leadership training and personal and professional coaching and consulting services. Certified coach, speaker, and trainer with the John Maxwell team, and owner of Envisioned Broadcasting radio station. Today, I want to highlight an upcoming event happening Sunday, October 6th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard. This is an online networking and goal-setting vision board workshop. This is a great workshop to network, connect, and talk about your goals. It's so hard to believe that we're almost into October, and 2019 is almost over. Can you believe it, y'all? But it's not too late to level up and get focused. During the workshop, you will learn a proven framework to help you tap into your true desires and dreams, use those desires to set intentional goals, that is, and then outline an achievable plan. So register today to enjoy an amazing atmosphere with great vibrations, laughter, and fun while you write your vision with power and purpose. To register and to find out more details, please visit www.empoweronpurpose.com. So today's empowerment quote is, the question isn't who's going to let me, it's who's going to stop me. Ayn Rand. I love this quote because it says you understand that you don't have to, and most importantly, don't need to ask for permission from anyone to be great and shine. You refuse to let anyone or anything stand in your way. You have decided not to listen to what other people say or think about your life because you are the CEO and president of your life, and act accordingly. This quote says that you know what your focus is on, and you know what you bring to the table. As a result, you choose to focus not on what you can't do, but what you can do. It says, watch out, world, because you have arrived and you won't let anyone hold you back. You won't let any problems, obstacles, hurdles, or challenges stop you from doing what you know you were created to do. But make sure you recognize that the only one that can and will stop you is you. So how about you make sure you get out of your own way? You stop beating yourself up. You stop letting fear hold you back and just do it. You tell the negative committee that's inside your head to sit down and shut up because you've got stuff to do. You believe in yourself because you're unstoppable. So get out of your own way and let your greatness shine because the world is waiting. So without further ado, I would love to introduce my guest. My special guest today is Naomie Banatte. Naomie is the Hello, Naomie. How are you this evening?
Great, thank you.
So Naomie is the CEO of Sonny's Light Enterprises, LLC, a food service publishing company, self-published children's book author of It's Okay to Say Ouch book and workbook, avid child abuse advocate, humanitarian early childhood educator, founder and executive director at Dreams Are Really Epiphanies, or DARE, grassroots youth after-school program, human development specialist, and most importantly, a servant leader. Naomie is always intentional about serving in every position because it is what brings her the most joy and fulfillment. She states, to be able to serve while simultaneously doing what you love is the ultimate definition of purposeful living. There's no better feeling than knowing that your pain, your joy, your knowledge, and all that encompasses that innate makings of you is more than enough to make a difference and have a huge impact in the lives of others. Sonny's Light Enterprises, LLC publishing company was was formulated during the self-publishing process of her children's book. The It's Okay to Say Outspoken workbook is the first book created within a series of children's books and was created to empower our children by providing a kid-friendly space to have an open dialogue about the child abuse epidemic across the globe. It is important that we are reducing risk factors and helping children learn how to express their boundaries. During Naomie's self-publishing journey, she became aware of the challenges that authors face, and as a servant leader, she wanted to not only do something about it, she wanted to do it in a way that would allow the authors the opportunity to go through the process organically and without feeling stressed. Since human development was her major, Naomie infused aspects of development into the Vanity Press publishing style so as to help the author truly to be set for success after her book had been published. In addition to the normal publishing needs such as editing, production, and book reviews, Naomie partnered with self-businesses and have added branding, marketing, illustration solutions, and other professional services in order to create a one-stop shop for an author's publishing needs. With all these ventures in place, plus the fact that Naomie is a full-time single mom of 3 amazing young men, she had to take a step back from DARE, or DARE, after school youth program, but it's still on its way. Education through play is still one of her favorite joys. Naomie states that ultimately purposeful service is what I do best, and with God's help, it is what I will forever continue to do. Welcome, Naomie. I am so happy to have you on the show today. How are you this evening?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm great. Thank you. How about yourself?
I'm doing wonderful, wonderful. So, like I said, I'm super excited to have you on the show with me. You know, I realize that you're such the accomplished lady, you know, from being a CEO to also being an author. Please share with us a little bit more about your background and journey.
Wow. Well, thank you for that introduction. That was amazing. Thank you. I would say as far as my background, I'm a natural nurturer. So everything that I've done has always been in the service field. And I initially started out, like my first job was a summer camp counselor, and, initially I went, right out of high school, I went into nursing, and I realized that I wasn't cut out for the job. I can't necessarily handle everything that nurses do, so God bless them, but I wasn't equipped for that. So I wanted to stay in the medical field, help out in the ways that I could help out. But my passion was children, language and literacy, and so I just moved at a slower pace through being a medical assistant and my time as a unit representative, a bit of a traumatic event. I decided to take some time off and ended up tutoring some children, and I fell in love with the bad kids, the kids that are labeled the bad kids. And they loved me too, and we just had a different type of relationship than was anticipated, and just watching how excited they were to learn through play and to learn with me, and how they wanted to come to class and how they would tell their friends about it, and friends wanted to come to the tutoring session, and then seeing myself have to leave and cry the day I had to leave. And just try to hide it from them. I didn't want them to see me crying. I just knew that that's where I had to be, some form of training and education. And so that's kind of where my purpose began, just in that experience. The journey to purpose just began for me, and then, just went on to human development specialist and educator and then author and then publisher, and then, so it kind of went on from that time.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit more about what truly made you decide to start writing books.
Oh, well, I've always loved books, even since childhood. I had a passion for books, so much so, like my kindergarten teacher used to send me books during the summertime after kindergarten had ended. So, so that was awesome to receive that in the mail, of course. And, back then we had cassette tapes. We didn't have DVDs or CD players, but the cassette tapes would come with the books, and you could listen to the story while you're, just follow along. And so that enhanced my reading pretty quickly, because I could kind of, sit in the corner with my little cassette tape, my little player and my book, and, really learn a lot. So I think reading became the first passion, and then from there, I decided to start writing the books. And initially my friends encouraged it, my family, so to speak. They encouraged it. They felt like my life had been so, my life experiences was valuable and hilarious and unbelievable so much that, I need to write about it. I need to share it with someone. I need to tell someone about it. And so my compromise, because I wasn't ready for that, I think, just as an introvert, as somebody who's kind of, closed off a little bit, I wasn't ready to share that much. So I think my compromise in that was doing something where I could share a part of my life, and it would be not only purposeful, but it would be fun to create. And so I decided to do children's books. And It's Okay to Say Ouch, the book and the workbook is the first book of the series that I'm writing.
Absolutely. That's awesome. So I have to, just go back a little bit about the cassette tapes with the books, because I can say that I remember you saying cassette tapes with books when I was younger. Oh, my goodness. And it's one of those things because, as the times have changed and time has passed, and kids are on these tablets and, and all of that. And so, you almost forget that at one point we did have these cassette players and the books that we would follow along. And I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Were the best.
They were. I think maybe we're, showing our age just a little bit, but, they definitely were the best. Absolutely. I love the fact that, you have the book. If you can tell us a little bit more about, your book. If you can share a little bit more about the It's Okay to Say Ouch book and workbook, as far as, tell us a little bit more about the book and what that really means to you.
Absolutely. Just in having realized the accomplishment that with regards to writing the book, it made me feel valuable, and it made me feel that I brought something to the world, and I just wanted to share that with other writers, who hadn't experienced that and who wanted to experience that same feeling and reap the same benefits and, just share their light. And so, I put a little bit of spin on it and created the publishing company. And so with the book that I've written, it's a series. It's the first of the series, and it's called It's Okay to Say Ouch. It also comes in a workbook, with a workbook, I should say. So you can order the book as well as the workbook. And it was created just to help reduce the risk factors for children who are being abused or are in danger of possibly experiencing abuse. And, it's such a silent epidemic, and about 1 out of 4 girls and 1 out of 6 boys are affected with child abuse or by child abuse before the age of 18. And in 2016, approximately 1,750 children died as a result of child abuse. Yes.
Wow.
And so just at the hands of someone.
Absolutely. What an amazing, book to have for our children, for our kids. Just the whole, I'm thinking of, and I've never read the book, but I'm thinking of the name, It's Okay to Say Ouch. It really just creates that, that atmosphere, that environment where it's okay for them to speak up and, and say what's happening. So I think, I just want to commend you because of the fact that I definitely think, as you shared some of the statistics, that it's, it's something that, people are not really, talking about as much. And it's definitely something that kids need to know, that it's okay to speak up. It's okay to, it's okay, like you said, it's okay to say ouch. And it's okay to talk about it with an adult. So I think that is, I think that's amazing. And then also with the workbook, talk a little bit more. So I know you said you can buy the book and the workbook. So does the workbook kind of take them through different questions that's applying to the book, or?
Yes. Yes. I wanted to just empower and educate the children and just to protect them from some of the experience even that I had as a child with child youth. And so this was my way of contributing to those efforts that, both past and present. The workbook has exercises that reinforce the story. And so the story just it's just a way to empower them and educate them without taking away their innocence. Of course, it's a challenging topic to talk about. You don't necessarily want your child to know about, just the ways of the world and, and expose them to certain things. So I just kind of wanted to create a day in the life of maybe a child that's kind of being abused, but of course in a child-friendly way, and just to provide education on who to go to, how to talk to people, who, the teacher that is in the book is actually Mrs. Owens, who is Queen Latifah's mom. And she was, and the reason why I added her as the teacher in the book, because she was such an influence in my life. In art therapy, she taught art, and art therapy is something that really helped me in my time. And so I just wanted to, pay tribute to her in that way. And but the workbook comes with, it has exercises. So one of the exercises is no touch me zones, or don't touch zones. And so it has a picture of a little boy and a little girl, and it has cutouts that you can paste on areas of your body that are not supposed to be touched. So any area that is underneath your bathing suit is not an area that an adult should touch without either your guardian's permission, or even with a doctor. The doctor can check you, but of course that there's different aspects where you get to have puzzles and different things like that. It's just a really fun way of learning how to, feel empowered, and how to use your voice, and who to tell and who to run to in the event that something is happening to you or you're in danger.
Absolutely, absolutely. Again, that is, a great tool for, our youth to have. It makes me think of, when I took my daughter to the doctor, as you mentioned, as far as like the don't touch zone, and how, of course, when, a child goes for a physical and, the doctor checks, she always asks, is it okay, Mommy, for me to check her, and I, of course, you appreciate those, those kind of things. So, again, having those kind of tools in a workbook, in a book, it's really great for the youth, because I definitely think it's something that, we need to do more educating for our youth and our parents. So you say that to be able to serve while simultaneously doing what you love is the ultimate definition of purposeful living. How do you make sure that you are, living purposefully?
For me, as a servant leader, I'm always looking for ways to serve. And so the most selfless thing in my mind that you can do is allow yourself to be used in order to help someone else. And so just using your talent, just dying of yourself and sacrificing your own needs sometimes, and sacrificing your own wants at times, sharing your gifts, sharing your talents, helping others grow to their fullest potential, and just ultimately awakening that best part of them, which brings them a sense of happiness and, just directs them to purpose, and getting to watch that growth. For me, it's the most fulfilling and rewarding thing ever. It brings me an indescribable sense of joy just to know that we're here, because, just even yesterday I had a teacher, and I was just talking to her and, kind of helping her with some things and some personal things. And she afterwards, she hugged me and she said, thank you so much. You always listen. I wasn't expecting that, but that meant the world to me, that she gave me that hug, and, she appreciated that. And, just hearing that and knowing that I helped someone just by me being me, and to help them be a better them, it just makes my day.
Absolutely. I have to, agree. I think we were, talking about this not too long ago, about how, you just, as you go on and, with adding value to people and, really just, trying to see how you can help someone. And it's like our day-to-day routine that we do, and for someone to acknowledge and notice. It's like, this is just something that I do because, that's who I am, and for someone to say, oh, I appreciate that, it makes you kind of take a step back because it's like, wow,
yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes you take a couple steps back, but then, you recognize that, what you're doing is of value and it's being noticed and people appreciate that. And so it's always good to, acknowledge someone that is either, has helped you or, you've helped them in some kind of way. So let's shift gears just a little bit. Let's talk a little bit more about, your business, Sonny Lights Enterprises, LLC. Could you talk just a little bit more about Sonny Lights, Enterprise, and what kind of clients you work with?
Sure. Well, Sonny Lights Enterprises, LLC is a full-service publishing company. So we provide services such as image consulting. We provide branding, marketing, photography, makeup. The list goes on and on. Just everything that an author would need, everything that I felt that I needed in my journey to authorship is what I incorporated into the company. It's just to make it that one-stop shop and to make it a lot easier for the author to have everything that they need as they go on to their journey. And also to feel empowered and feel beautiful and feel special and feel all the amazing things that they are, as they go on. So, being as though the human development aspect, I can't get away from that. So it's important to add that. It's important that you're not just writing a book. It's important that you understand who you are now. You are now an author, and so it's just a different layer of you, a different thing to add to your resume, and, you carry yourself with that. So, I just wanted to make sure we provide all the services that kind of take, you're not coming up and say, I need this. I got to go back and get this. I got to, go back and get that. It's all incorporated. And so that it was important to have that. And some of the clients that we work with, we more or less work with inspirational, empowering clients, creatives, visionaries, educators, people who are imaginative, just anything humorous, and, just those kinds of individuals. We aspire to inspire. So the books that we tend to publish are books that bring light, to someone's life or create an escape for that person in some way, shape, or form, or educate that person, inform them, enlighten them in some shape or form. So that's what we strive to publish.
Absolutely. I love it that you're empowering, either first-time authors or just empowering, people to write and, share their stories in a book. So I absolutely love that. And so, we've, definitely mentioned that you juggle all kinds of career hats, but you're also a single mom. And, I'm sure that it's rewarding as well as challenging in a lot of ways. As busy as you are, how do you find the time to really juggle all of those hats?
I guess with that, the only thing I can say is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Yes.
I can do all things. And, when I'm exhausted and when I'm tired, I definitely, prayer works. So it's a lot of prayer. But I think that some of the things I've done or am doing, it just won't let me sleep until I actually get them done, or at least I've gotten them started. So I feel like I have to be obedient and accept that if I was given the vision, I was also given the strength, And so, with my boys, I have 3 young men, 16, 13, and 10, and I love them to pieces. But they are boys. They are boys, and they're the sweetest, and they love their mom, and, they pick flowers and open my door and all that. But they're boys. So, of course, there's a lot of testosterone going on and a lot of eating going on. But yeah. But they ride with me, and I'm so thankful for their support. They understand that their mom is driven. They've gone to class with me. I mean, to the point where my professors have had to watch them for me to finish my test, and they stay late up with me to study. I mean, I just appreciate the respect that they have for me, the support. They're pretty independent. And so, there's no way that I can juggle all of the things that I do if they weren't as supportive and as an independent. So for me, I involve them. I just involve them in a lot of things that I do. I let them know what's going on. I take them to the library with me. We just squeeze in our time together, our personal time together. If we can squeeze it, I mean, even if it's just to stop for ice cream for a couple hours, we'll do that and talk and joke around, or a quick picnic in the park, or church and fast food, and, just anything that we can do. And so just to catch up on that time with them, and just also have, like, personal time. I take them out one-on-one. We do that. So we just try to squeeze that into the whole schedule, just that they have their mom time, but also I'm able to continue being driven and doing all the things that I need and want to do.
Absolutely. And I'm a single mom as well, so I definitely understand everything of what you just mentioned, on how it can be a challenge. We were talking about this too. Before, how, people ask all the time, like, how do you do it? How do you do this? How do you do that? And literally, like you said, we just find that time. We find that time. Of course, there's only so many hours in a day. There's so many things you can get done in a day. But at the end of the day, it's so important to have that time, even when you're doing your business and when you're in school, just to make sure your kids are involved in that process. And so they see you working hard. They see how driven you are. And it's just like, wow, mom has, so much going on. And they can respect that, especially with having boys. I have 2 of them myself. And, they definitely recognize how great, and amazing, we are, as far as our jobs as moms. So I think that's, that's wonderful. So what would you say has been the biggest accomplishment for you up to this point?
Wow. I guess I would say my biggest accomplishment is being a good mom. For me, I mean, everything else is awesome. All of the other things that I've done in service and behind the scenes, and the education and finishing up school and with kids and all of that, that's awesome. But I think that I don't know that I would have the drive that I have in all the other aspects of my life if I wasn't assigned to be the mom of these 3 boys. And, they are hilarious. And I think that my love for them and, just my desire for them to be more than I was or more than I am, and just to show them that, like, they too can do it all despite what life throws at you, and they can do it well. For me, that's an accomplishment. Just to be able to strive, for me, life has thrown some things at me. I mean, that was supposed to knock me down and keep me down, and just getting back up over and over, trying again, despite everything. That's a great accomplishment, I think, because I'm a living example for them, and as well as for future generations to come, and also just definitely an example of what God can do. So that for me is huge.
Absolutely. I love that. Because the fact that, that I think that's just amazing. Your biggest accomplishment is the fact that you're a good mom. And that just, speaks on what we, kind of just mentioned as far as, being that single mom and, often having to, be both parents, in situations when you're the only one in the household, so I know you understand.
Takes a lot. I understand. It takes a lot because you're having to balance being a nurturer and a disciplinarian at the same time, and you got to know when to hug them, and you got to know when to discipline, and and it takes a lot. It's a lot.
Absolutely. Yes, it absolutely does. So it is so important, to have mentors and coaches. Please share how having your own mentor and coach has impacted you and your business.
Oh, it has impacted me greatly. I've had countless mentors over my lifetime, and I'm just thankful I have to give them credit because they've all imparted in a way that, just made me who I am. And so I'm thankful that they saw fit to invest their time and their wisdom and their kindness and their love, just into me, just take me under their wing. But I think in regards to business, I think Blair Anderson, I would say Blair Anderson he was very instrumental in just my business approaches because, this was before I had anything, I had just an idea, and he believed in me and he supported me and he helped me get started. He's actually the founder and he works with a grassroots organization. And so we met as I was discovering just the procedures for starting the after-school program. And so one of the very first things that he encouraged me to do was to network. And so for a homebody and an introvert, this could be challenging. I was kind of like, I don't really want to go out and talk to anybody, Blair. I really don't. I'm like, why? Why do I have to do that? Can I just start the after school program without that part? And so he was like, no, I need you to go to this and this, and so eventually I've grown to understand the value of networking because it has not only helped me grow, but I've met some amazing people who have become my friends, and he empowered me in such a way because of how much he believed in me. And so I have such an appreciation for my mentors. And, he's just an awesome person to work with. Like, if you're looking to get your nonprofit, he is on board. And the way that he took his time with me and was patient, because I said, Blair, don't put it all on me at one time. I'm a mom. I have a lot going on now.
That's right.
Don't put it on. And I said, okay, give me a step and a timeline. If you could do that, that'd be awesome. And he did, and he would hold me to it too. And so it was pretty awesome to, just to have met him and just to have met all the people that I met throughout the journey.
Absolutely.
Including you, Jaresha, including you.
Yes. Yes, I'm so happy that we got connected. Yes, it's been amazing just, with that whole networking, thing. It's truly, one of those things that, like you said, it forces you to kind of step outside of your comfort zone if you're not one to really, if you're an introvert, or even if you're not an introvert, sometimes it's just, again, it's those little pushes that we need, that those mentors and coaches will help, help to kind of get us moving and, see things a little differently and how important it is. I'm super excited to be, connected to you. And we definitely have some things in the works that we'll be, collaborating and working on. I think it's just amazing, even when we think about, some of those coaches and even some of my own, some of the coaches and mentors that I've had over the years and how it just, they make you see things from a different, perspective sometimes. The advice they give, the support, that you mentioned that Blair, gave you. And then also that accountability, is so important. Yes. It's like, like you said, just give me one little step.
Yes, it's necessary to have that coaching. It is definitely necessary. Like I don't think anyone should go into business without having mentors and coaches. Having a good coach on your side and having that person that can help you along the way and help you, push you a little bit and get you where you need to be. I think it's really important.
Absolutely. I completely agree. So today the empowerment quote was, the question isn't who's going to let me, it's who's going to stop me, by Ayn Rand. Can you share what this quote means to you?
for me, it means that I don't ask anyone for permission to do what I was born to do. Mm-hmm. So I think, we all were purposed. We all were placed here for a reason, and I don't necessarily think that we have to ask someone else who didn't create us to do that, whatever that thing is. And so just don't let anything stand in your way. Don't let anyone stand in your way of doing it. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. So I think that's what that means to me.
Yes, yes. So what is one piece of advice that you would give our listeners on how they can empower their own growth and success journey?
I guess I would say the one piece of advice I would give is just to find your passion. Find whatever it is that you're passionate about. And you may have to try a few different things. You may have to, like I started with nursing, and I was like, no, I can't, all the blood, nope, I can't do it. So, just find your passion, and in that, I think you'll find your purpose. And then I think that when you find your purpose, it'll open doors to narrowing down exactly what it is that you'd like to do, or just the different things that you'd like to do, because there may be a multitude of things that you'd like to do. And just don't allow anyone or anything, just to deter you from accomplishing what you set out to do. So just live life purposely and leave a legacy behind. I'm always thinking about how you would like to be remembered, once you're gone. How if everyone could get together and talk about you, what would they say? And so I just would like for that to be the same.
Absolutely.
And so purposeful living and living out your passion and your purpose, and as long as it's positive, and definitely if it's helping someone else and helping to empower someone else, and like this awesome show that you have, and I think it's amazing.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. I think that was great advice for the listeners on how they can empower their own, growth and success journey. So share with your listeners on what you have coming up on the horizon.
Oh, well, Sonny's Light Enterprises it's growing. And I'm so thankful. I have an amazing team. I have an amazing team of people at Jill Charisse. I have Zach Davis. I have Mason Porter, Chloe Butler, Josiah, and just an amazing team of professionals that are looking to service everyone, and just the new writers and authors, and just the people that I'm blessed to work with. Also great collaborations. Sonny's Light Enterprise is looking to, just collaborate and partner with just different, we're going to have different projects on the horizon, different things to add to our, just to give to our clients. And then also just, continuing with the children's books. I have about 10 or so more children's books to write. So I have them lined up in the series, definitely getting the after-school program up and running, and just pretty much whatever else the Most High has for me to do. So I'm just open to anything and everything. Yes.
Awesome. So thank you so much for, sharing your amazing story and journey.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
Please take the time now to, really share with the listeners on how they can stay connected with you and, support your efforts.
Okay. Well, I'd just like to thank you so much for having me, Jaresha, and definitely I look forward to our collaboration together.
Absolutely.
And, for me, contact, you can, Instagram is Sonny's Light LLC, so SUNNYLIGHT LLC on Instagram. Facebook is Sonny's Light Enterprises, and of course the website, if you'd like to check that out, is www.sonnyslightllc.com. And my email address, if you want to send me a message, if you need a book, or if you're ready to get writing and get going and need some help, you can always contact me at sonnyslightenterprises@gmail.com.
Awesome. Thank you. Again, it's truly been an honor and a pleasure to have you as a guest on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're more than welcome. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Pleasure is mine.
And I truly want to wish you much success and blessings as you continue on your journey.
Thank you. Thank you, Jaresha. I appreciate that. The same for you.
So thank you so much. So listeners, thank you for tuning into tonight's show with our special guest, Naomie Banatte. Naomie shared her amazing story and journey to encourage, equip, and empower you for growth and success. And she also shared how important it is to find your passion, and whatever your passion is about, you'll be able to find your purpose. And when you find your purpose, you will be able to narrow that down for you. And then also, don't allow anyone to stop you from living in your purpose and finding your passion. And remember to leave a legacy behind. If you are interested in being a guest on the show, starting your own radio show or low-cost advertising highlighting your book, business, or event, please email envisionb@empoweronpurpose.com. Please tune in next week where you will hear an amazing story and journey from another leader, influencer, and motivator. Until next time, be blessed.
Thank you for listening to the EmPower Hour with Jaresha, where Jaresha speaks with leaders, influencers, and motivators who share their journeys in personal and professional growth, empowerment tips, lessons learned, and keys of success that will empower you to be your best self. Follow Jaresha on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Jaresha Moore, and visit EmPowerOnPurpose.com. And remember to be intentional and be empowered, and have a great day on purpose.